According to a report by Bloomberg, Amazon has cancelled development for the MMORPG Lord of the Rings. The game was first announced 2 years ago in 2019, but due to a dispute between Amazon and corporation Tencent, the project has now come to a halt. In 2019, Amazon revealed their gaming development team, Amazon Game Studios, was working on co-developing a free-to-play MMO based on the JRR Tolkien universe of the Lord of the Rings. Amazon was working with Liu Technologies with their subsidiary LA-based developer Athlon Games. But it was in December when Tencent acquired Liu, which created a new contract negotiation over the Lord of the Rings MMO. In Bloomberg's report, they stated there was a dispute between the companies which led to the game's cancellation. There was little known about the MMO except that it would take place prior to the events of the Lord of the Rings trilogy and was described as a AAA experience featuring lands, people and creatures never seen before. It's been a rocky time for Amazon Games as they had a few setbacks, with Crucible ultimately being cancelled 4 months after its release and New World having a number of delays. New World will be launching in August this year, and you can find the latest about the game on our New World wiki. Despite these issues, Amazon seems to be determined to have a winner on its hands and continues to invest in their gaming projects. The latest trailer for NieR Replicant version 1.22 features extra content that will be coming to the game. This includes previously released downloadable content from the original Japanese title, such as extra dungeons called 50 Nightmares, and 50 Nightmares will pit the protagonist against a series of dungeons which will unlock a number of weapons as well as costumes, kabuki and samurai. You will also be able to change the appearance of enemy bullets to Emel's face through the options menu after obtaining either costume. The trailer also confirms the previously leaked DLC for Yoho, which contains costumes and weapons featuring designs from NieR Automata, which include 9S, 2B and A2. There will also be an extra episode called Mermaid, where players battle on a shipwreck facing an invincible and mighty shade that could never be killed. Other bonuses include the guest cast from NieR Automata, who will also be featured in the game, and a soundtrack from Automata with the option to change the background music. This can be unlocked after completing the first playthrough. NieR Replicant version 1.2247448739 released on PC, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One on April 23rd this week. You can also check out our NieR Replicant review impressions if you want to know what we thought of the game. The iconic RPG Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic apparently is getting a remake and is currently in development. Rumours of the remake have been floating around since January of this year, but according to industry insider Jason Schreier, who spoke with Game Rant recently, that remake is a reality. The game is said to be in development under Aspyr Media, the same studio that worked on the mobile ports of the original, which include Mac, Android and iOS. This was revealed in an interview where Schreier confirmed, yes, there is something there. He also goes on to say, I've basically confirmed that Aspyr, which is the company that has ported a bunch of KOTOR games, is working on a remake. If that wasn't enough, Aspyr Media recently shared in a stream that they were working on a project based on an existing IP, which could very well mean KOTOR. If you're wondering if fans of the original are interested in a remake, the answer is absolutely yes, over 19,000 of them in fact. In September last year, a petition was started on change.org by KOTOR fan who wanted EA and Disney to develop a 20th anniversary remake of KOTOR suitable for next-gen gaming. While this seems to be pointing in the direction of the remake being true, Aspyr Media have yet to comment on whether they are actually working on the remake. We of course will be keeping an eye on this exciting rumour. Beamdog announced last year they would be releasing a major update for the enhanced editions of the classic RPGs Baldur's Gate 2 and Icewind Dale on Steam. Patch 2.6 has now gone live, adding support for 64-bit systems, fixing a number of bugs, and adding new portraits as well as voice sets so players can customize their heroes. 2 sets include the talented Mark Meer, who you may recognize as Commander Shepard from Mass Effect. The patch notes which were announced on Steam detail that while 2.6 won't fix every current issue with these games, it does work towards the start of fixing quite a few of them, and Beamdog assure they will continue working on future updates. Patch notes detail that there are 7 new character voice sets, 11 new character portraits, new localizations, improved pathfinding, and hundreds of bug fixes. Bandai Namco has announced the next entry in the Tales franchise, Tales of Arise, will be releasing on September 10th for platforms PC, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S. This is the first time Bandai has confirmed next-gen platforms PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series for the game. Along with the news was the release of a new trailer. According to Famitsu, the console version will feature a 60 FPS performance mode and 4K visual mode options. Arise is the 17th main entry in the Tales franchise, the popular JRPG series of games that follows up the previous title, Tales of Berseria. Not much is known about the game's plot apart from it follows two characters from opposing worlds, Dana and Rena. Rena has an advanced civilization built with technology and magic, while Dana has a more medieval society and are taken as slaves by the people of Rena. Tales of Arise uses an action RPG battle system that follows the Tales series. The Kickstarter for Monster Hunter World, the board game, hasn't been out long and has already passed the 1.5 million mark. The board game takes the beloved action RPG and puts it into tabletop form. The game follows a choose-your-own-adventure questbook, complete with gathering resources, avoiding pitfalls, and hunting down monsters with 1 to 4 players. The tabletop was first announced last summer by Steamforged, designed as a strategy board game where players have a limited number of options when hunting a particular monster in certain locations. The Kickstarter project launched recently on April 20th, reaching its original goal of $210,000 USD in just 10 minutes. The Kickstarter has now yielded over $2.6 million in backing, with over 10,000 backers already pledging to support the project at the time of this recording. The project has a few more days to go, making this Kickstarter project already pretty successful in seeking its funding. Steamforged have covered a number of different game adaptations in the past, including Dark Souls the board game, Dark Souls the card game, Horizon Zero Dawn the board game, Devil May Cry, The Bloody Palace, and more. The estimated delivery for Monster Hunter World, the board game, is September 2022. The second beta for the CRPG Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous will be available on May 5th via Steam, available to backers who helped funded this title's Kickstarter and Slacker backer campaigns. Those who had access to the first beta simply have to update their file in order to get access to the second beta. This will be the last playable version until launch, which will include all content in the first beta plus new content such as Crusade gameplay, brand new side quests, a talking weapon companion, the final UI design, and more. More details will be on the way when the second beta launches. If you're curious about Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, be sure to check out next Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, an interview with Owlcat Games. Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous is a new title adapted from the legendary tabletop RPG by Paizo. While it won't be a sequel to Pathfinder Kingmaker, it will continue to expand upon the core elements of the first title, bringing another epic CRPG adventure. Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous will launch on PC via Steam and GOG later this year. Experiment 101, the developer, have been releasing trailers for Biomutant, which is releasing in May, but up until now most of them have been chaotic battles and about combat. However, this latest trailer seems to stray away from the action and focuses on the peaceful, scenic world that players will be able to explore. There are also a number of ways to travel, including wind glider, boat, what appears to be a magical suitcase, mech, and more. The trailer shows some different locales, including a snow-covered region, a few different areas as the main character glides effortlessly through the air, giving a Breath of the Wild feel to the game. Everything shown is captured with using in-game engines, showing what the game will be capable of. The environments look very rich and vibrant and full of life, and they even show some of the quirky characters that you'll meet in-game. In case you missed it, the previous trailer featured the combat of the game, as well as announced a pre-order bonus DLC class called the Mercenary. Biomutant will launch for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC via Steam, GOG, and the Epic Games Store, and Origin on May 25th. Well, that's it for the Week in the Wikis. Please join us again next week for yet another great week of gaming. Remember to check out our VIP program for some exclusive supporter benefits. And budding writers should take advantage of our Become an Author initiative. Thanks again for being part of this great community. Keep checking in with us with news, reviews, YouTube streams and vids, and general wiki goodness.